Everyone can hear me, right? Yeah, I was actually one of the second. I was the second student at DLRC, and I think I got very lucky in that sense because there were three facilitators at the time. There was Ajay and Mona, Ajay, Mona ma'am, and Pavan, of course. And so there were two students and three facilitators. So I got very lucky in that there was a lot of attention that helped me like pick things up really quickly. And working with all three of them, I realized that I had a very I don't know. I initially had a very childlike fascination with science in general, but slowly became more interested in physics. And working with them through that, I'm going to say, especially that first year and a half, really solidified that. And I came into DLRC not even knowing if I was going to give like a 10th grade NIMS exam, and I came out of it knowing that I wanted to do college abroad in the US. So that was a huge change for me in like about a year and a half. And so I'm obviously very grateful to everyone here. So I hope that everyone else has been sort of enjoying the space as much as I have been. I hope it's not. I hope the commute here isn't as stressful for you. I used to drive here from Florida Park every day, and that was a nightmare. But yeah, it's very great to see you all, and I hope to learn a little bit and chat with a bunch of you all today and see what you all are interested in, what you want to do. And of course, you can. I'm sure Pawan can forward my contact to anyone who's interested in physics, wants to get research, who's interested in applying to colleges in the US. I've been doing quite an interesting tour of colleges, small liberal arts colleges in the US recently. So I went to Reed. I started in 2019. I did my full undergrad at Reed. After that, I've been doing what's called a one-year post-baccalaureate program at Grinnell College in Iowa. My work there has been to basically integrate computational physics into the undergrad curriculum. So I'm working with a professor right now to develop a Python for physics textbook to integrate that with undergraduate physics. And as of a couple of weeks ago, I just accepted a research position at St. Olaf College in Minnesota. And so hopefully I will eventually understand what quantum computing is, but I'm supposed to be doing quantum computing research starting September. So I hopefully I'll have enough contacts and information about what these application processes are like. And so yeah, if any of y'all are interested in applying to liberal arts colleges in the US, if any of y'all are interested in applying to physics programs, I'm happy to talk to you.
Wow. Yeah. So, people shoot your questions. So, till we get warmed up, after 12th standard, or actually from 11th onwards, like, how was your journey like?
From 11th onwards. So, yeah, I think for me, especially once we moved here, the commute got even longer for me, and I couldn't do that every day. And so I thought, okay, I kind of learned how to get the hang of doing these, practicing for the A levels and practicing for the IGCSEs. So I kind of self-studied a little bit. I got like help from, various people that I looked up a little bit here and there, but definitely was not nearly as it wasn't a very enjoyable experience having to slog it out by myself. Looking back. But it was important because I didn't spend as much time working on my A levels, but I spent much more time working on my internships and apprenticeships with Pink and Mohana and Tara. That really helped me, even though on paper it didn't help with my grades as much. It helped a lot with my overall application, and it helped me, I think, overall with how to learn physics much quicker. So yeah, that was it was definitely difficult to navigate it all by myself, and even navigating the college applications process by myself, because at least back then there was the whole, I don't know how it works right now, but back then there was the whole mandatory SATs that I had to prepare for. There was the whole Common App page where you have to have like the formal, like your high school counselor and everything, and I was like, I don't have one, and I made my mom fill out all of that actually, so it was a little awkward, and I wasn't sure if anyone would take my application seriously. So definitely applying was difficult, but yeah.
What do you think is more important, your grades or your internships?
Lovely question.
I think it depends on the school that you apply to. I think there are definitely liberal arts schools that value internships and experiences that you have like genuinely invested time and interested in, and can write about as if you have a genuine interest, and like you actually value that experience a lot more. But I would say that, thanks. But there are definitely, I would say most liberal arts schools, fortunately or unfortunately, I say unfortunately, still definitely value grades more than I would like. That being said, I did much better in my IGCSEs than my A levels, and I still ended up with A. So it's definitely not the end of the world, no matter what your grades are, I think. But yes, I would say it depends on it.
Which colleges did you apply to in the US?
I applied to about 10 colleges. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even remember the names of some of them, but I remember there was Reed, obviously, there was Hamilton, Oberlin, Swarthmore. I remembering applying to some of the big elite schools, but I don't remember which ones. Bowdoin and those are the only ones I can remember off the top of my head. But the application processes can be a very stressful time. I was getting mostly just either waitlists or deferrals or rejections. But in the end, I got one of the places that I was probably the most excited for, if not the most excited for. So I definitely, if you're going through the college application process, so I just know that it is a very stressful time, but everyone will. I genuinely believe that most of the time it works out absolutely great in the end. Even if you only get one or two right places, that's really all that matters. I mean, it's definitely stressful when you're getting all those rejections and you're worried about all where you're going to go or what you're going to do. Yeah.
So, when did you apply for colleges? After A-levels or before A-levels?
I applied before A-levels, and so I probably ended up working out in my favor because I got in before I took my A-levels.
Do you think it's better to apply before A-levels?
I don't think. I think in my particular case, yes, because I was less invested in my A-levels, but I think it's a big risk too because they definitely do want to see as many grades as they can, especially if you're in a slightly more non-traditional setup. I personally think there's no harm in applying multiple times. So I think there's absolutely no problem applying once before you do your A-levels, like before you're about to graduate. And weigh your options then. If you get something that you absolutely love, you can absolutely do it. Otherwise, I'm sure like many people here advocate for taking time off, taking a year of gap years and whatnot, and applying again until you find something that you can really, yeah.
What scholarships did you apply for?
Sorry?
Which scholarships?
I don't think I applied into any, but that's because I wasn't eligible for many of the ones that I was looking at because they were mostly like US citizens or whatever. I was actually just very lucky to get a really, really good financial aid package. And so I filled in all the financial aid applications, the CSS form, luckily I got it.
Okay.
My question was, did you qualify for financial aid?
Yes.
So, how was your process in going through?
So there's a